Oh, ding, 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 ding. Guess what time it is?
Anchor watch. Really
It's time
excited,
for Below Deck to get the fuck back on track.
Let's
Finally.
go.
Thank God. Lord. Cheers, Gelsey. Good
I know.
morning.
Cheers. Literally, I watched the episode this morning because I'm a Peacock girl, so I can't watch it live. So I literally wake up, pour my first cup of coffee, and I was like on the couch watching it. And I out loud was like, oh, freaking finally. Like it like woke me up.
Finally.
Go.
Oh my God.
Cheers, Below Deck. Like, God.
Guys, before we jump in, welcome to Anchor Watch, our weekly Below Deck chat. No longer late night, as we have our coffee.
I'm jazzed.
I know, me too. Like, I feel like I'm fresh in the morning.
I know. Honestly, I don't know if y'all realized it last week's episode, but when I have caffeine, like first thing, my talking motor is like 10 times what it is at night. So we'll try to slow down.
Oh my God. Hi, everybody in the live chat. If you're in the live chat, let us know where you're watching from. It's always fun to know. And then if you guys are listening on the podcast, happy Wednesday. If you are loving the podcast, not just this episode, but we just did a great interview with the Hello Prenup CEO, Julia Rogers, where we talked about all these divorces and prenups and stuff like that within the Bravo sphere. It was so good. And Gelsey, we used Hello Prenup for our prenup, and they are now officially one of our partners and sponsors on Up and Atom. So we're really excited to do that. Okay. Holy shit. Below Deck is back. Guys, drop in where you're watching from. Becky brought up a really good point in the live chat already. It took forever to get a good episode. It even took half of this episode to get a good episode because I felt like, personally, the last 20 minutes were the episode.
Yes. I will say I was a little nervous, like when they were like, okay, we're leaving. And they're like, we're going back to the villa. I was like, oh, that was the day club pool party. Like, and I was like, oh, thank God we blew through that. Like I was worried. I was trying to make it something, which there was some drama that we will get into that I was like, oh shit. Like I kind of even was into the crew drama this episode finally, but
I know it finally, because it hit something. Yeah, it was crazy. It took forever. Okay, you know what I have to start with though? I just want to go through the live chat. We have Oklahoma in the house, Michigan, Washington State, Western Pennsylvania. I know we have some Florida and London in here too. Guys, welcome in to our Anchor Watch. I'm so excited because I actually feel like we have stuff to talk about.
Literally, you guys, like, I was talking to Jason last week and we were like, we've got, like, I have this whole write-up of like fast, rapid questions and this or that sections for us to talk about and like just have a new game for all of us. Cause I was like, there's nothing to talk about with the show right now.
No, I mean, and that's the thing. And I feel so bad because we're such big Captain Carey fans. As you guys know, he was our neighbor in Palm Beach Gardens when we lived down there. He is an exceptional captain. I got to meet him before he was on Below Deck Adventure and before he took over for Captain Lee. And he's just such a great captain. And I hate that the season has been so bad up until now where he's just been overlooked. You know what I mean? Because people are going to say, well, if Captain Lee were here, the show would still be good. Well, if Kate Chastain were here, we've moved past that. And this is the best replacement that we can have for Captain Lee. So
I love Captain Carey. And I'm so, again, I feel like everything we're saying, we're like, we'll get into it. But I was so happy to see him get mad. And we will talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? He chooses his place and time though, you know?
Yes. And I love that because if someone's always just like, then it's like there's like no weight to it or you're just scared of them. And he is the leader and he's like so approachable, which we've said. I think that's a great leader and a great leadership mentality to kind of have that open door and people feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
But he put his foot down when the time was right. And
and it scares you, you know, because you don't see him like with Captain Lee. You knew he was going to put his foot down all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, with our episode and a half of Captain Sean, shout out Captain Sean, you know, like he was not afraid to swing an axe. But it's fun to watch the contrast happen and just to watch the switch happen. It's like you really got to take Captain Carey to that level. And then once you get to that level, it's like, watch out. Watch out. Hopefully he's going to start swinging some axes soon because I think we need some firings. Guys, we have a poll running in the live chat, okay? It's rated however you want to rate it, but we have 4 choices. It's Mayday, the yacht is hot. We have like our 3-star Kelly for captain, FBI who. Then we have face licked and seasick help. Anyway, go vote in the poll in the live chat. And while we're doing that, I'm going to bring up some fan comments from Twitter because it's my new favorite thing to do, Gelsey.
I love this.
And while I'm reading through them, I also want to know what you would rate this episode this week.
I feel like because of the comparison to the whole season, I'm going to go with like a 7.4. Oh, I might.
I'm wondering. I just want to know where you come up with the 0.4 part.
I know.
Like, I just like, where does the 0.4? Like, do you put it in the 7 section, and then from the 7 section, you kind of just like.
I just like vibe it out. I'm like 7.4. But honestly, I said that and I was like, I might go with an 8 because we have some actual great crew drama that I kind of care about now. This whole time I've been saying I don't care about any of the cast members. I finally care about some stuff. We have amazing charter guests. I mean, immediately off the bat, we're getting too drunk. We're getting quarantined to rooms, cops called, and they legitimately had a great hook point of end of like, oh my gosh, what's like cliffhanger? That's the word. They had a great cliffhanger. It felt like it was actually in Do Justice, where before I feel like they've been trying to be like cliffhanger, and you're like, for what? Like we're back to where it is. The police are there. I don't know. It was a really great episode.
I know. I finally feel like we're coming off of our villa hangover a bit because holy hell. Guys, while I'm reading these, go ahead and put your number in the live chat so I can know what you guys are rating, but also vote in the poll. Okay. So this is just kind of what comes up on Twitter. My favorite thing to do during Below Deck is to go on Twitter, X or whatever, and hashtag Below Deck and just see what people are saying in real time. It is so funny. Like I laugh sometimes just as hard at these than Kelly last night blaming the Democrats.
I laughed so hard.
Democrats! They're all Democrats! Oh my God. Anyway, let's bring up the first one. It's so funny. This is from Game of Thrones. I'm not even going to ask why that is your username. But the producers casting Solan is the biggest mistake they made this season. The second biggest is the annoying Instagram grid. And week after week, Gelsey, people are talking about this horrible grid, I did not bring a thing of it.
I know.
We don't need to be reintroduced to the cast every 5 fucking seconds when we're at episode 9.
Yeah, at this point, again, we've talked about it. Like, we loved it first, even second episode, you might be late to the party. So it's like, okay, great. Let's introduce. You really are getting to know them. I thought, oh, this is so cool because we all have Instagram and like, there's nothing that you can get to know a person quicker than scrolling through their grid. But I was like,
it's a nice visual at the beginning. We kind of get a gist of who you are.
Yes.
Exactly.
But I was like, if I see, and I love Chef Anthony, but I was like, if I see that picture with that black cat and Chef Anthony one more time, I swear to God, like it's always the one that I'm just like, again.
Yeah. Or Hugo's ass and his grid. Yeah. Okay, here's the next one. This is from Fred Up on Twitter. Guys, you got to follow some of these people. They're so hilarious. Can we please fast forward through this BS episode and get back to the boat and boarding guests? Please. This was at the beginning of the episode. So funny. Here's another one by Cindy Moles on X at Bravo TV. You already have plenty of shows with vapid D-list celebrities passing around STDs. Can you just let Below Deck be Below Deck? And then finally, this charter with this meme of Willy Wonka. The suspense is terrible. Brilliant. It's brilliant, but it definitely. The episode got better. Okay, guys, I just want to see what you guys are saying in the live chat for us. And hello all over the United States, Canada, the UK. Thank you for joining us for Anchor Watch at our new time at noon. Okay, so Rebecca gives it a 9. I'm seeing lots of 9s, 8s, 8.5s even. I think because the season has just been so not great. Like we were just saying, we're comparing it. This is a comparing rating, a comparison rating, I guess. Cindy says the latter part was a 9. That's for freaking sure. Captain Carey is my fave. Yeah, 8. First half 5, second half 8. Listen, it's just happening. Lots of 8s. Okay, glad to see where we are. Cool. So let's start like getting into the show because I think
a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about. Even the villa. You were right. Now I'm a little invested in some of these crew members now. But so what did you think about this ending of the villa? And first of all, what did we think of this? I'm over Solan.
called her a see you next Tuesday in my notes.
Hmm.
I literally wrote that, and I was like, and I wrote over her. Like now, because she got mad, you could tell once even she was making out with Damo, and then she saw that Jess was with Barb now, and that Kyle said, I'm out, handshake. Ugh, can we get rid of that picture? I don't like it. Oh, first of all, what is on? There's like white stuff. I was like, did you take a like big thing of whipped cream? And I'm like, I couldn't.
I don't.
It was like grossing me out just because Celine is getting so gross. But
She is gross. She's classless. Like
gross.
it's not even like Love Island France, maybe.
No.
Below Deck is no. It's not made for her.
And that's what I'm saying. Like she saw that she wasn't getting the attention. Like she needs to be wanted. And when Kyle said, look, I'm not going to try to kiss you anymore. I'm out. And now Jess is like, well, I'm going to go with Barb. And I don't think it was fun for her to make out with Damo. I think it was because it was like someone new. But now she's like, she almost was doing it out of like, oh, I want them to be jealous. And they weren't. So she went. I mean, she dives into the pool with her white dress with no bra on so that she has the like, you know, wet t-shirt contest look, which I'm not mad at. Like we all love a like 1980s little white t-shirt wet moment, not with her and not in this moment. And she did it on purpose. And that, you know, she was heating up Jess because she knows she can't resist her. And then she just goes in for the kill. And I was like, come on. And honestly, I was very disappointed in Jess. I was very disappointed.
That was my first note. And you should have seen Reddit, Twitter, X, whatever it's called. Everyone was going off on her too because she was so hypocritical and wanting to kiss Barbara, getting to know her. And Barbara, you can tell, she has walls up. You know what I mean? So she's not just easy. She's not just going to come to you easy. She wants a real relationship and be a real date or something first. Barbara's different, and I like her for that.
I love Barbara. Big respect.
But my first note was I just lost a lot of respect for Jess. I'm like, I thought you were like the cool, like leader, awesome person, and it just kind of came off weird. It like left a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know why.
And it's obviously I knew nothing was going to happen with her and Barbara. I don't know if all of you follow Jess on Instagram. I do. Shout out Jess. I can't not hate her. Like there's something about her. I'm like, damn, she's cool. But I was disappointed.
She is cool. Yeah. She has a vibe.
Is in a relationship right now with this beautiful woman. And it's all over Instagram. So I was like, okay, I know nothing's actually going to happen with Barbara, but the way it played out sucked. And the only thing I can give back to Jess twice is she admits it. She's like, I know I look like, what'd she say, a tosser or toss up or like, and she's like,
tosser.
I'm trying to, you know, experiment and let loose. I've never done this before. And she go, yeah, it was pretty shitty what I did to Barb. Like, you know, and I go, okay, at least it's her fault. I still didn't like how it played out. It still was really shitty. I still really felt for Barbara. Like it would have been different if she just kissed her, but she pushed so much for Barb. She pushed so much.
Oh yeah.
You're the only one I want to kiss. Like I like you. I'm done with that crap. And then just say you're the only one I want to kiss. And then within 30 minutes, not even within an hour, you're getting licked and making out with.
I know. God, and it's so easy. This is the difference. Is for Barbara, she's not that easy where she can just be drawn back into something like that. She has standards. Whereas like Jess, who was sharing her story, and she says, I'm in a time where I never got to explore. I want to explore and see how I feel. That's great. Just be careful with your words, girl, because you can hurt people's feelings. Last night on Watch What Happens Live, Jess and Hugo were on with Andy Cohen, and Jess said that Barbara is the biggest shit stirrer on the boat. So maybe there's something we haven't seen yet.
Well, I want to say that I can believe that, because not so much this episode, just because, you know, she was upset or, you know, rightfully so. But in previous episodes, when things were starting to go down with Celine and Kyle and that, like she was one of the ones that seemed to be going up to people being like, oh, so he kissed her. Do you know that? Oh, you like that? It was her and Fraser were both like, and attack. And she was kind of like, I did see that she seemed like she was like playing games a bit. And like they literally like felt like two sharks that were like ghoster shit. I did see that. And we don't know how much is being, again, edited out. So she could be on the side manipulating even more than we're seeing.
Well, remember, we just passed our halfway mark last week. So who knows? I hope, because the way I'm predicting it, the way I've been talking about it, the way we've been ramping this shit up is the second half of the season, it has to kill it. It can still be a solid season. Yeah. It can be one of the best if it keeps going. Maybe our friend Kelly is bringing in the heat for the crew. Who knows?
Can't wait. some more villa stuff I want to get before.
Oh yeah, no, same. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What was this note? Maybe you'll know. Damo was poking Celine. Oh, when she came back in the water, he was very like, it seemed like he was trying to stir some shit and being like, oh, you
Absolutely.
her, I like you. Like, he was being very immature, which we all know he is. He says he is. He's like, I've got Peter Pan syndrome, this, that. He knows he's being a shit friend to Kyle. Not that I'm
He
kind
even
of
said, last night he's like, I'm in my selfish phase of my life. I care about me. He even said something about I'd sleep with my friends' exes and I don't care, I'm just selfish. And I'm like, no, you're just kind of an asshole. Now I think you're just an asshole.
That's what I just like don't. It's I don't know. There's something like he's rubbing me the wrong way, and I really liked him before. Two side notes about him. Did you see his jellies, his sandals? Did anyone else notice that he was wearing the jelly sandals? I had those when I was like 7 or 8. They are definitely a girl's shoe. And I was like, what the hell is he wearing jellies for? I don't know if you noticed. I've seen it twice. And I'm like, well, I literally wore those when I was 8 years old with cute little sundresses. And I was like, I can't right now. Just go back and see. They're called jellies, or they were in the 90s. But that. And then later he does mention this, and this is when the charter guests are on. They're like, how old are you? And he's like, 32. I thought he was lying. I was like, bullshit, you are. I thought he was like,
what do you think he was?
Like pushing 40.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's pushing 40. I mean, no offense, but yeah. 40,
or like I easily could have.
Yeah,
like,
he's younger.
Yeah,
he's younger, and thank goodness, because the way these people are acting, I'm like, I hope you're younger.
He's acting young, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I've dated plenty of men in their 40s that have mad Peter Pan syndrome, and they all act like they're 28. Like, just because they're 40 plus does not mean they're mature. But I don't know, he just has like a bit of an aged look to him, and I was like, ooh, we party kind of hard, buddy. That's all I was thinking.
Maybe. Yeah, guys in the live chat, we have a 108 watching. We actually have 138 watching. Hit that like button, guys. It helps us out so much. If you're catching this on the replay or you're listening on the podcast, leave us a 5-star review on the podcast. It helps us out tremendously. And then leave your thoughts below, because we always go back through the comments and see what you guys are saying, because that's important. So yeah, a lot of people are agreeing with you, Gelsey, I have to say. Yeah, it was a weird. It's weird too, because I thought Damo and Scottish Kyle had this great like friendship brewing and stuff like that. But it just seems like what Damo says is very true, and at least he's honest about it. He's selfish. He's kind of out for his own right now. So it seems like most of the crew are like that. I can't find too many compelling crew members this season at all. I can't even think of one right now, besides Captain Carey, who is like compelling. But that's just
kind of over everyone's bullshit. Even though I said I do kind of care that, like, the Barbara Jess back to Celine got me to care, because I think I kind of was rooting for Barbara and Jess. I was like, this is real, and they're both gay, and it's not the straight girl thing, just wanting to experiment, or kind of bullshit. And it just, because it flip-flopped, I actually found myself caring, and I was like, oh, this is really
I know. What did you think about when Jess apologized to her?
I did think it was really big of Barbara. I can understand she was being very standoffish at first and silent treatment. I can't say I would do it any differently. When you're in that situation, it's hard to know how you'll act. But I do think it was big of her to be like, look, we're working together. Like, can we go talk on the sun deck? We need to chat and talk this out. That's very like just handling it straight on, But when she was kind of talking to Jess at first, Jess seemed a little bit like, not aloof, but kind of like, I think she was a little bit deer in headlights. I think she didn't know what to say, because, she's being not accused, but called out on her bullshit, and she knows it.
And people hate that.
It's very uncomfortable. I mean, we've all been in those situations where someone says, hey, you did this thing, and you're just like, fuck, I totally did. And it's, but
another thing on Watch What Happens Live last night is, Jess did feel really bad about that moment before she called Barbara a shit stirrer, but she did feel bad for that moment, and she kind of took it all, she accepted responsibility for everything, and she did feel really bad. You could see it in her eyes last night. It was kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, I think she's a genuine person. Again, I'm still a Jess fan, and I do think she's a good person. She's not like a Celine or a Damo where they're just like off for themselves. But I think she's just young, and she's just going with the, you know, not thinking about consequences or other people. And again, I hate to say it, we've all been there, maybe not, but it's yeah, her apology was okay though. I'm
Yeah.
glad they talked it out, but I can understand that Barbara was like, I don't even know if we can be friends now. She's like, I don't want to be friends with that kind of person, which sucks. They had a really good friendship, and it was,
But when you get a bad taste in your mouth about somebody, it's really hard to like rewind
yeah,
and just be like, yeah, okay, maybe, you know. That's why
especially towards you.
what do people say to it? Or Adam always says this. Adam's dad always says this. It takes a lifetime to build a reputation and a moment to ruin it.
Mhm.
And it's true. 160 in the room, guys. Hit the like button. It helps us out. Let's move on a little bit. Let's get back. Well, here, let's bring this up because I missed one. I just thought you would think this is funny. Yell says on X, some episodes I feel like I'm watching a 60-minute commercial for Solene's OnlyFans. Yes, we are ready to get rid of Solene. Any day, time, anybody wants to do that. Carrie, Fraser, production. I hope we're not keeping her for the whole season. And I hope production doesn't think she's some kind of star where we're going to need her back, because we don't.
God, no. She's not hot either. I'm sorry. Like at first, like first episode, I was like, she's an idiot, but like she's cute, she's pretty. And like the more she's on like camera and screen, I'm just like, she's just not attractive. She's not cute. She's not pretty. And I think it's just the more and more we get to see who she is and how she acts, it does make someone less and less attractive. But I'm like, again, her looking just as fake, like it like grosses me out when I don't get
Yeah, it's like, what kind of vile animal are you? Like, what are you doing? Like, my dogs lick better than that. Okay. So we have our new guests.
Oh,
I don't even know where to start because this was such a funny last 20 minutes of this episode. We do have our guests back, Helen and Richard. They've been on twice before on charters. They tip heavily. They're good tippers. But they brought a problem child on the charter with them, and that problem child is our friend Kelly. I have like an order of how she came on the boat and then how she went off the boat, but this really brought in a freaking disaster. I mean, this is phenomenal. This is below deck. We love to watch the crew run behind the guests and chase them around. I mean, they board. They're obviously 3 sheets to the wind in like maybe 5 minutes. One of the I think primaries is running around like looking for Captain Carey while he's trying to like
can we
get the boat through the bridge. Like, yes, please.
Like, hello, guys.
Please.
And like, I know he's yelling at his crew being like, hello, like you need to tell me where I'm at in distance. And like, you shouldn't be wrangling guests. But when the guests are this out of control, like they were wrangling them. It wasn't like they were just like, oh, haha, they're in the way. Like it was kind of a shit show in the sense of like, they were trying and these guests were just so all over the place. I can't believe Mr. Cowboy Hat ended up on the bridge. Oh, yeah. Get out.
What? I mean, and have some kind of,
respect.
What is the right word? Well, respect and maybe what is the word I'm looking for? Have some kind of awareness, have awareness. Okay, well, the captain's driving the boat into this like tiny ass bridge. Like we're going through this, maybe just give him some space and let him do his work. I hate interrupting people when they're working, especially if I'm a guest somewhere. If you're a guest at a party and, you're going up to the bar and they're like busy setting it up and they're not ready yet. You kind of just like, you're not like, hey guys, when are the drinks going to be ready?
Oh.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, dude, have some freaking awareness.
Even when I was off, this is like a little side tangent real quick, but I've mentioned it before. Some of you might know I worked on cruise ships for 2 years as a performer. And even like I would be off and I would go up to we would get to eat at the buffet where all the guests ate because we had like a special privilege. And I would have a tray full of my dinner. I've been working all day, working all not charter cruise. And I would be walking to go sit down and guests would be like, oh my gosh, you guys are the dancers. And let's play 20 questions. Standing there while I'm in high heels, because we always had to dress a certain way, holding my tray of dinner as it gets cold. And they're like, oh, this is the perfect time to just ask you about your entire life. And I'm like, great. And then by the time they go, I'm like, well, I don't even want this anymore. And it was like the most frustrating thing. But it's just people are so unaware of other people's time and space. Drives me crazy.
I know, especially when people are trying to work. It really bothers me. Oh my God. Oh my God. It quickly escalates though, because I mean, we barely have like one meal while we're getting to Anchorage And already Kelly is throwing back like 15 drinks. Let's just go through this little timeline here, right? Welcome Kelly to the boat. Kelly just gets a little more drunk. And then we have, hold on, let me see. Kelly at the table, a little more drunk.
This Janis Joplin look she's got going on too. I was like, the fuck?
I know. Like, what is happening? You know that her family is very heavily tied to the FBI, allegedly. Obviously, she doesn't like Democrats. And it just gets worse and worse. But man, to watch this back, if you are Kelly.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, this is so embarrassing. Like, she has to watch this back and be like, oh, great. Unless she's the kind of woman, I feel like she's the kind of woman that would watch it and be like, I was fine. Like, just defend herself. I could see her being like, they should have just let me swim. I lived in Hawaii.
You didn't understand. I grew up in Hawaii. I swam. What is self-proclaimed Olympic freaking champion over here? No, she was crazy. It's actually insane. This was so insane how fast this went left.
Escalated.
From drinking there, going down. At least Carrie was quick to banana boat. Jesus. Carrie was quick to like bite it. Here's the thing though. I want to jump back to where they were sitting here, and Fraser went up to Captain Carrie, and I'm not sure how this works. I'm just going based on what I've seen on Below Deck before. But Fraser goes up to Captain Carrie and he's like, hey, Kelly, the guest, is requesting more champagne. She's a bit drunk. Is that Fraser's call at that point? Because I've seen Kate Chastain on past charters. I've seen other chief stews be like, no, girl, I'll get you a soda water. And then next round, I'll get you a champagne, but you have to drink the soda water. Because it's like babysitting and managing guests and their expectations. And I feel like he didn't want to deal with that, because sometimes, and don't get me wrong, I like Fraser, but sometimes he runs away from the problem and he doesn't deal with it face on. And it's almost like he has to like run away really quick or get someone else to like be by him. He can't actually face those things alone, which I think makes him, he needs a friend. He needs to phone in a friend.
I agree with you. It is his responsibility. And I don't mind that he constantly goes to Captain Carrie for multiple reasons. I think they have a great, beautiful mentorship relationship. And I love that Captain Carrie's there for him in that way to show him how to be a great leader and etc. I think it's also good. He needs to let the captain know and be aware that, hey, there's a guest that is belligerent right now. But yes, I think before it got to that point, it is his call. I mean, when I was a server, any server, bartender, it is on you to cut someone off when they've had
absolutely, because you're responsible for them when they leave. I mean, in a sense, it's
or the manager of the restaurant and go, hey, they're really drunk, but they want another. Yeah, okay, don't give them one. Like, duh.
Just why are we? I mean, that was my thing too, because Fraser. Yes. Okay. So running on caffeine in live chat, Fraser doesn't own his authority. I absolutely agree with that. That was a perfect way of saying what I was trying to explain. He does not own his authority, and he needs to. He needs to step up a little bit. He has all this experience in yachting. This is not his first season as a chief stew. What is it? His third? Let's step it up. Step it up, girl. We needed just a little bit of that.
Can we bring up Christy G's comment? Maybe they're afraid it'll affect their tip. And I do want to bring up this point because that is a good point of how do you balance, though, because it is a charter luxury yacht, money can get you whatever you want. There is a line of you can do whatever you want to an extent. Of safety, but if it's like they've had guests get really drunk before and it's like, okay, just let them be stupid and drunk. So I bet there is somewhat of a hard, where do we go from here? Because it's like, it's fine if they get drunk. It hadn't escalated to the point of her jumping off the boat yet without a life jacket. We hadn't gotten to yet, which I love that was all happening. And all the other guests were still in the middle of the meal that she left.
They had no idea. I was like, which makes me think what's going to happen next. Are we just getting rid of Kelly or are we canceling the charter? You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I was reading some of your theories in live chat too about some people were saying that their theory was that this charter got canceled, and editing wise that maybe the villa happened after this charter, but then it wouldn't have made sense in the timeline of Barbara apologizing, but then that could have been edited in. I don't know.
I think so, because they literally were at the villa being like, hey, we have guests coming at 12, we need to get ready, unless that was the next charter. But that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
No, because they just had Carnival.
But good theory.
Before, and they did that whole Carnival stupid concert thing, and then they went to Carnival, and it was the same week. So I feel like that doesn't work timeline wise, but cute theory, cute.
Yeah, but yeah, good theory, good theory. So then it just escalates like even more. She's down, she's in the back of the boat, you know, right there in the beach club area, going out, and they're like trying to stop her. Captain Carey finally has to come down and be like, hey, you're not going anywhere, you know, I'm just trying to like help you out, put your life vest on if you want to go in the water because you're wasted, like smashed. I mean, this girl is like, I don't even know if I have, there were so many great photos I could have pulled for this, but she was just a wreck. Like what a wreck, even just sitting at the table. Like who in their right mind wants to be this age acting like that?
Right? That's what I was thinking. Just like how embarrassing. How embarrassing. And I definitely think you said it earlier, like Barbara champagne in the car, and she had to have been like how, I mean, I know she was heavily drinking once they got on the boat, but everyone else was kind of heavily drinking, and she just got to that level so quick. It could be one of two things. One, I think she was pre-drinking. They probably got a car or were at their hotel from their flight, whatever.
Absolutely. You could see it.
100%. Yeah. And then the second thing is some people, especially alcoholics, you'll sit there and have drink for drink. And some people just get on this, they just immediately lose their mind and get on a different level like that. I'm not going to lie. I have some personal experience with people like this. And there were parts of this episode that were like a little triggering, which I hate that word because I think everyone's like, I'm triggered. But I was just like, oh, I've been in the situation of having to try to deal with that person. And it's
hard because you really cannot control them. It's in that situation, even, you know, working in nightlife and stuff, when people got really fucking drunk, it's really, really hard to control someone without like trying to reprimand them. And that's exactly what they had to do. You know, she wanted to jump back in the water. Everyone's like crowding around her, trying to keep her away from the water. Like in this picture right here.
Believe that. Like you are, even if you are that hammered, you don't want to think, hey, everyone's pushing me that works here. The captain is telling me no, like maybe no, maybe
yeah,
no.
maybe just like listen, or even, you know, like when you're, not that we've ever been like that.
I know. I honestly wrote when she jumped in and was like, I can swim. I said, that's kind of me. But I'm not like
us. That's like us in St. Thomas, remember?
I know. Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I was working on the cruise ship. This was at 12, 13 years ago. And Jason came to visit me, and we did go to St. Thomas, and they have this drink there called the Bushwhacker. Oh my God. It's like a mudslidey type drink, but it has like every alcohol in it. And I was like, oh, we got to go to this bar I love, and we'll get Bushwhackers. Then we went to this beach. I don't even remember coming back from that beach. And we like swam out to this yacht. We ended up on it. Don't ask.
Yeah.
Like I thought,
don't ask.
And then,
we were just on a yacht.
Something down in like the anchor, and I was like, I'll dive for it. Like that's what I'm saying. I was like, oh, I do get really rambunctious and cocky about my swimming skills when I drink. But
yeah, until you can't swim anymore.
If someone said, get the hell out of the water, especially an authoritative figure, I would be like, oh my God, of course. Like maybe.
But you know, have you ever been in a situation? I think we have. I mean, listen, we're older. We've been through some things. But like when you want to fight back, but then someone kind of pulls you aside and be like, hey, you know, Gelsey / Jason, because I don't want to put it all on you, but Gelsey / Jason, I think you needed to bring it down. Let's go take a break. And you listen to your friend, or you recognize that, or you recognize like in your drunken state that the captain is like, stop.
Like,
you know,
I've never not listened to that. Like, even if I'm so drunk, my tail goes between my legs so quickly. And I'm like, oh my God, if someone's telling me this, it must be bad. Like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, it's insane. It's crazy that they had a locker in the room too, because that's something that you do have to do in the yachting industry. If you have a guest that's out of control, a guest that's inebriated, and you're waiting for authorities to come, you really, really have to lock them in and wait for them to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just horrible that that's the way it is. Yeah, we have Pippa in the background, the ponies here. Yeah, it was just very interesting. But I mean, there were so many moments I just wanted to laugh so hard when she came back and she was just complaining about how she has, you know, how unfair this was, and go on the yacht, they say, have fun, they say. And she's just going insane. When she started yelling Democrats, I was like, what the fuck? Where did this come out of left field? I was laughing so hard. I'm not political, nothing like that. It's just funny. Like she was just rambunctious and funny. And I feel like this was a funny situation, but it was also a very serious situation that could have gotten even more out of control and worse.
100%.
This is below deck because we saw what the crew has to do in dealing with someone like this. We've seen the crew chase them around the boat, making sure they're on the sun deck and not on the bridge with the captain trying to drive the boat. This is below deck. So I'm so glad we did a 180 in this episode and in this season and kind of jumped back into what the show's all about, you know?
100%. 100%.
Not Democrats, Kelly. I can't.
It's just so good. What did he, TT Doll here says, and the nose running, and then she was wiping it off on the globe in the middle of the fight. I saw that too. I was like, oh my gosh. It just got from bad to worse. I mean, it got great. And that's like better for us. I was like popcorn. Actually, it wasn't. I was eating like some egg thing, but it, you know, I was like eggs. I don't eat gross. But it was just so good. It couldn't get better. But yeah, you know, she's just an angry drunk. We all know those people. The more they drink, just the meaner and angrier and crazier they get. I know multiple.
Yeah.
Fortunately, and it's I mean, she was just like you said, yelling at her friend, like, "You said going to yacht would be fun. You know, I hate you." And I was just like, oh. But I'm
deflection at its finest. TT Doll, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you, and it's nice to see you. Yeah, that was gross. It was gross. It was weird and gross, but I cannot believe we're like back in below deck. And guys, again, if you're watching this on the replay, let us know what you guys are thinking now going forward to the season. Because I think the next episode, when the authorities arrive and we have a decision to make about the future of this charter, you know, like I hope we're at a turning point where we're climbing back into, you know, a different version of below deck instead of what it's become. But yeah, what do you think for next episode? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to them getting her off the boat. I think she will get, I don't know that she's going to get arrested, because when one of the friends was explaining it to her, he's like, you need to get off the boat and go sleep it off, like on shore. And she was like, and trying to get back there, like, well, the police are here and they're going to arrest you and detain you if you don't voluntarily go. And her face did change. I think it kind of like finally took that for her to be like, oh shit, who cares what I think? Even if I think this is bullshit, I'm going to get arrested. So I think she will be escorted by the police. I think, you know, she'll go to whatever hotel they have lined up and whatever. I'm curious if they'll let her come back after she's sobered up. But I don't.
Once you're off the boat, it's done.
Okay.
Yeah, it's done.
But I don't think they'll cancel the charter. I think she'll wait it out. You know, her friends will finish the charter. I hope not, because they still, it's still a good group of guests. And I still think there's a lot of like, I mean, I even wrote when they were going through the preference sheet, and they're like, they want a cowboy dinner night. And I just wrote cheap, because I think I love that theme. I love a good old Western honky tonk, but not on a yacht, not on a charter yacht. Do a Monte Carlo theme, do a cocktail, do a bond. I'm even fine with the lingerie.
Or just dress up and have a nice dinner. You're on a yacht.
Why do we have to make it like a cowboy, and then you're going to get cowboy food on a yacht? Like, it just is, there's so
cowboy food.
You know, cowboy food. Some like baked beans and corn and cowboy
steak.
Food. Yeah, the snake. It's just not, it's not for a yacht. And I just think they're going to be very entertaining even without Kelly. The fact that they wouldn't get the hell off the deck when they were trying to maneuver and just shit like that. Like, I think, like Barbara said, what did she call them? She's like, I have a bad feeling. They're like Adam's family. And I was like,
I mean, they gave off, even when they were walking up. I don't even know if I have a photo of that. Let me see if I can find that. And Lady B, I agree with your comment too. There are too many Love Island style confessionals still going on. I hope we can remedy that at some point, because it's just ridiculous. Yet they're not giving me like class. You know what I mean? Like, you can just tell. It's just, you know, but you know, below deck, it's hit or miss. We see a classy guest like once every couple of seasons.
We don't
you
want
know
class,
what I mean?
Though. I mean, I like to, I think that's, I mean, I consider myself very classy when the time is right, AKA if I was on a yacht. I'm a classy bitch, but putting that on a hat. Who here? And actually, I have it. I know we keep like teasing you guys with merch and stuff, but I was on the phone with Jason before we got onto this live talking about it. I'm sitting with my design after this. That is today's project. We will.
It's good.
Out, but let me know in the comments if I should add that. I'm a classy bitch with like a little martini and an anchor. Do we want that?
Yeah,
I will wear
absolutely.
it.
So another thing we want to do too is if you guys are going to BravoCon, I think we're going to do like an Anchor Watch meetup too, because last time I actually went to my friend's meetup, Emily D. Baker, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, we watch Anchor Watch. And I was so like kind of taken back that so many people were watching it. And I was like, this is kind of fun. You know what I mean? Because to me, this is like a book club. We all watch the same thing, read the same thing together, and then we talk about it.
And then we do together. I'll be there.
We'll be there. So that'll be a lot of fun, but I want to get our merch ready for that. And I want to start wearing it on like when we're on here, when we're live, you know. TT Doll, thank you again for the super chat. We appreciate you. What season did Captain Lee cancel the charter when the lady jumped off into the water in the middle of the night?
That's crazy because you guys, I don't know if you know this, but I have not been a hardcore below deck yachty for every season. I jumped in the last couple seasons. I watched season 3 of Down Under. I kind of got into it and I was like, oh, Jason, I'm here. Let's go. But there was one season I watched, and it was that season I was staying with Jason and Adam, I think during the pandemic. Yes. I came out to Florida because California was like just so depressing. And I don't watch Bravo generally, but I watched everything they did. And that was the season that was on. And I remember that episode, that woman at night jumped off.
Yeah.
I was like, this show's great. Like, oh my gosh, that was Chef Rachel, right? She was on that
yeah, it must have been season 8. Season 8, 9. No, 9 was... What are we on now? 12? Yeah, it must have been season 8. I don't know. If anyone knows in the live chat, let me know. And we love you too, TT Doll. Thank you. It's very nice to see you. I love when I see some Anchor Watch people come back into the chat. We appreciate you guys. It's a lot of fun. Let us know what you guys are looking forward to in the next episode too. I'm kind of excited for the rest of the season, and I hope we're not disappointed any more than we have been the past like 8 episodes, because it was a really rough start. It was a really, really rough start for sure. But again, you know, I think we can all agree we don't want those Instagram things. We don't need to be reintroduced to the cast every time they have a confessional. We don't need that. We know them. We're invested. This is also your 12th season of Below Deck. Like, let's chill out with that. But I think we're headed in the right direction. I really do. And it's kind of finally nice to see Below Deck again.
It's nice to see Below Deck again. It is. Like, I'm not going to lie. And I think we were all on the same page. Last week I said, like, if it wasn't for Anchor Watch and this group and getting to do this every week, because I absolutely love being here. And I also want to say thank you, everyone, for welcoming me with open arms. I know I'm a new face. I know I'm a new personality. I know I can be a lot. Well, you had Josh. He's a lot too, but
we're all friends.
Welcome here. Yeah, I love Josh. And I feel so welcomed already. I feel so part of the family. And I want to say thank you so, so much. But last week I was like, if it wasn't for this, I would stop watching the season. There's no way I want to keep watching the season, but I'll do it because I want something to talk about. I want to be in this cool book club. And thank God, finally this week, I'm like, yes, like, even if now this show didn't exist and we weren't here on Anchor Watch, I would watch the season. Like, it's
like you said, we were preparing all kinds of other things. Like, what can we do for 40 minutes? And, you know, talk about if the episode sucks again, because it's like, you know, we can't. You're getting lots of love, Gelsey. It's nice to have you. You're a good, you know, hopefully we'll get Josh to join us one of these weeks. He's going through a lot of stuff right now, guys. So send him your prayers. He's a lovely human. We love him. He's one of our closest friend. Like, he's like, so we've known him forever. We've all performed in the circus.
I can like cry. He'll like get me, like, my belly hurts. I'm like, stop.
He's ridiculous.
Oh
He's ridiculous. Guys, let us know what you're thinking in the comments below. We will be here next week at noon, same time, same place. And we can't wait. I'm super, super excited for the season. And catch us on the podcast. And we have a lot of stuff coming up.
But a big announcement, everybody. Tomorrow's my birthday.
You know what's so funny is you were just saying this before, and I'm like, I'm going to announce it on the live, and I've already forgotten.
I'm a Leo. We love our birthdays.
My phone keeps letting me know that it's your birthday tomorrow.
I'm so excited. I literally have no plans. I actually was telling Jason, there's this little, I'm staying at the lake for in Arizona the rest of the year. It doesn't matter why, but there's a little like tiki boat that does little 1.5-hour charters, and you can bring your own drinks and snacks. So I was like, I should get some canned Aperol spritzes and just go sit on that tiki boat by myself. And I think that's
and then start yelling at the crew, Democrats.
Well, where I'm at, that
if you can, I don't know, probably not. Anything political doesn't go over well nowadays. No, but if you do end up doing that, we have someone film it for us so we can like play it here next week.
Oh, but can you film this and don't judge? And also,
they're like, sorry, we have the cops are coming to pick you up, girl.
I know.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what.
It's like, are we getting a surprise guest right now? Oh my gosh. Just real quick, guys, too, I want to plug myself since I feel like I can because it's my birthday.
Yes, absolutely.
Follow me on Instagram. Please give me a follow, DM me. I'm always there. I'm always there to chat. And right now I'm doing a competition on MAXIM to be in the MAXIM cover girl for their hot summer girl competition. And I need votes every day. You get a free vote every day. I'm on level 10. Once I make it to level 12, I get to the interview round. So I'm so close. Every vote counts. I actually had to redo level 10 because I didn't get enough votes this last round. So if you don't mind, the link is in my bio. I literally post a link every day on my story. So go over.
And the link is in the description below as well. But you got to go check out Gelsey's Instagram because like you see, she's not just like a pretty face, guys. This girl is like, you were in stunts, you were in the circus. It's just kind of fun to watch, you know, your life and what you've been doing. And Gelsey, the biggest happy birthday from us. I wish we were celebrating with you. I wish we were close.
I know.
We will be soon, so that'll be fun. And we can celebrate it and we'll celebrate it up. But guys, thank you for joining us for Anchor Watch this week. And we will see you again next week.
I'm so excited.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.